good. Lovely. All right, so we're standing with our feet hip distance, nice and tall. And if you've got your spiky ball, you grab a hold of your spiky ball and just massage those feet. Give them a good old roll through. Just get some life into those feet. Wake them up. All the way around the foot, through the toes, to the heel. Oh, one of my little spikes has come off. Right, had enough.
It's good to do it on the old. Yeah, it's good to do it on the old people.
So, Trevor, you're not on mute. Yuta, you're not on mute.
Okay, thank
So
you.
it's all right, it's just that it'll go all funny. Now, swap feet. Good. And then just come and stand, okay? So you've got your feet hip distance. I'll take my socks off, see my feet a bit better. Good. So you're standing with your feet hip distance. Just give your toes a bit of a wiggle. Draw the toes together towards you, creating an arch in the feet. Wiggle those toes again. And then just pop the toes on the mat and just move the knee from side to side so you roll through the toes. Good. Then pop the foot down, bring the heel, leave the heel on the floor, put the foot down, lift the foot, put the foot down, lift the foot, put the foot down, lift the foot. Then come into a balance if you can and circle the foot at the ankle. And then reverse it. And then from there, point the toes and then flex the foot and then point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Pop that foot down and then from here, just wiggle those toes again. Morning, Lynn.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with Zoom links. I'm on a different computer now.
Okay. So from here, pop those toes down. Move the knee from side to side so you can feel the effort through the toes. Then pop the heel down, flex the foot, just relax it, flex and relax, flex and relax, and then float that foot and then circle. And then reverse. Good, and then point and flex. Good. Back to standing hip distance. Take the right foot and just bring it into the side of the left calf. Oh no, I'm not going to balancing today. And we're going to just balance. Hold that position. Remember, hold on to a wall, something if you need to. And then as you do that, roll your shoulders. And then reverse. Good. Pop onto the other leg, same thing. Get your balance and then take both arms out. Press the hands away and then circle. And then reverse. Good. Go on to the other leg again, more balance. Stand with the arms like that now. And then bring the elbows in. Remember, if you struggle with your balance, just drop that foot down so the toes are just on the floor. And that will make it a little bit easier. But you'll still be a bit of a challenge if you do struggle with your balance. As you come back, send those elbows far back. Ooh, so stretch off that front of the chest and squeeze those shoulders together. Good. Pop down onto the other leg now. Bring those arms back out and we're just going to send those arms back and down. So all the same exercises, just a little bit more difficult because you've got to balance. But sometimes when you're thinking about something else, your balance is a little bit better. Good. And then drop down. Lovely. From there, bring those feet so that they're in a V shape. The heels are locked together and your legs are pushing together, okay? Obviously, some people may have a gap, that's fine, but just try and keep your feet together. Bend your knees, so your knees are going to go out. Come back and bend your knees and come back. Now, as you bend your knees, raise your arms and back and up and back and up and back and up and back. Good. Now from there, float onto your toes, tighten your buttocks, squeeze those legs together and keep those heels together. Hold that position there. Just hold it, tighten those buttocks and down. And we're going to float and down. And then float. Ooh, coming apart there and down. Now, hold it there. And you may have noticed you're getting some feeling here, a bit of effort. It's just because your legs have been rotated a little bit. And just bounce, keeping everything together, heels together. So we're up, up, and up. Good. Now, feet together now, nice and straight. And we're going to bend our knees and just take them over our toes. Okay? Yeah. So we're standing nice and tall. And then you're going to come back up. So you're going to bend your knees.
If you
come back up.
There we go. Oh, there we are.
Good morning.
Yeah, a bit of a technological hitch here. Set it up last night, and then first thing this morning, well ahead of ourselves. It didn't work.
Now, lovely to hear from you. Can you mute yourself now?
Sorry, Mo.
That's no problem. Sorry, and down. Good. Now, from here, this time, sit down. So you're going to keep your knees behind your toes, and you're just going to sit down in a squat. But everything stays together, okay? And you're keeping your chest up. And back. And sit down. Everything sticks together. And down. Good. And down. Now, from here, stand tall. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. Keep on your toes. Straighten up and come down. So you're onto your toes. Everything's together. Bend your knees. Come up. Ooh, and down. Two more. Up. Bend those knees. Up and down. And last one. Up. Bend. Up and down. Excellent. From there now, you're going to take your arms out in front of you. You go into that tight squat. And then from here, you're going to step out, staying in that squat, come together, go back to the center, and then out to the other side. So we're going to come back, out, back, out, in your squat. So you can have your arms up, or you can stay with your arms just on your hips. But there's a little squat going on. Go back, out, back, out. Last one, back and hold. Now, you're in that squat. I want you to do little pulses. So we're here. We're just going to go 1. Our bottom goes up and down. 2, 3. Pull those tummy muscles in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand tall. Float onto your toes. Back down and into a squat. Up, float onto your toes, raise your arms this time. Come down into the squat and send your arms all the way back. We're going to come up, straight onto the toes, lift, back and down. And up, toes, back and down. Brilliant. Keeping those feet hip distance. We're going to breathe deeply, nod that chin gently, and allow those shoulders just to roll forward. And we're just going to travel forward, flexing the spine. And we're just going to stop about halfway down, okay? We're going to hold that and we're just going to let our head drop and take a breath in and exhale. Now, depending upon where you're tight, as you breathe in, you may notice sort of mid-spine, it feels like it's separating, the vertebrae is separated. You're just breathing in and exhale. And one more. And exhale. Now, just take it a little bit further. So I'm about a foot away from my toes. And from here, pull your tummy muscles in, you take a deep breath. And exhale. And again. And exhale. Now, as I'm breathing in and exhaling, I'm starting to get nearer my toes. And breathe in. And just allow yourself to go a little bit further forward. And every time you exhale. And now, if you've got your legs bent slightly, try and just straighten those legs, okay? Hold that there and just take another couple of breaths in. Good. Now, bend those knees, put your hands on the floor and take one step back, okay? And then you're going to just let that front knee go forward, the heel will come off the mat, and you're just going to stretch out that back leg and push that back leg heel away. Okay? Then we're going to come back, we're going to step in, and we're going to take the other leg out, bend that front knee, and then send the heel of the back leg out and stretch it away. Good. Come back in and then bend your knees and come into a crouch if you can. Okay, so your heels are off the floor. You're using your hands to help you balance. And then from there, try and keep your knees roughly together if you can. Pop your heels down, straighten out those legs, straighten, and then peel back up. Do that nice and slowly. Good. Open my window a second. Take everything off the shelf so it doesn't blow. There we go. Now, from here, we're going to now just have a little balance again. We're going to float the right leg into tabletop. We're going to send it out to the side and we're going to come back. We're going to go out to the side. Ooh, she says, falling over, and back. Out to the side and back. And out to the side and back. Good. Floats onto the other leg. Tabletop and out and in and out and in. Out and in. Out and in and out and in. Jolly good. Take those legs wider now. So we're going to think about putting the weight to the outer edges of our feet to start with so that the inner sole feels like it's a little bit lighter on the mat. Then you're going to bend your knees. You're going to keep your body upright. Push the weight to the outer edge of the feet and that will open the knees, okay? Now from there, I want you to do 10 pulses. So just lift your bottom up a little bit and down. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now hold and drop down a little bit further. And 1, 2, 3. Push these knees out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just go as far down as you can. Take your hands to the floor now, okay? If you can get them on the floor. And then here, you're just going to do those pulses again. Now lift your bottom up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Standing all the way up with your legs nice and straight now. Sorry, keeping your body over. Hold that there. Big breath in. And you're going to walk both hands round towards your left foot. Try and keep those legs as straight as you can. Then take those hands and walk them all the way around to the other side. Holding it there. I'm going to do one more to each side. Walk, walk, walk. Straighten those legs. And then all the way around to the other side. Good. Come back to the center and send that bottom down again. As far as you can. So this is you trying to really, really loosen your hips. Okay. And then we're just going to go from side to side a little bit. Not too far. Just move from side to side. Good. And then straighten those legs. Take a big breath. Pull those tummy muscles in and slowly peel up. Real. Good. Bring those feet back together. Standing again. Bit more balance. We'll take this leg out to the side. Okay. Pull your tummy muscles in. Keep your hips facing forward and flex that foot and lift it up. 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 It's funny because on the video it looks like I'm sending my leg back, but I'm sending it directly out to the side. Okay, out, 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 and again. Now, swap legs. Take the weight, lengthen through this leg. Take the foot out, flex it, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jolly good. Bring those feet back to hip distance, and then we're just going to sit down one more time. Sit down. Good. Come back up. Grab a hold of your band. So nice and straight. And then once you've got your band, we're just going to do some shoulder work. Sorry, I've just seen your message there, Lynn. Sorry. Okay, now from here, taking that band, holding it in front, we're just going to lift it to the ceiling. Okay, you have a little bit of tension. It's a little bit of tension there. Okay, then we're going to lean directly to one side. Keep your hips still, and with the direction. So I've gone to the right. My right hand is going to pull my left hand a little bit. So I'm stretching out through the ribs a bit more. Now, don't overdo it. Only do what your body will let you to do. So you don't get there and then go, whoa. Okay, just pull it a little bit. And just feel that stretch. Pull those tummy muscles in and over. And up and over. Good. And one more to each side. Up and lift. Good. Take the band down now, just all the way down. Roll those shoulders gently. Hold the band and lift the right ear to the ceiling. Bring it back and lift the left ear. And then just stretch that ear away from the shoulder to lengthen out that neck. Because sometimes when you do band work, you can stress your neck, and you don't want to do that. So we'll just give it a little bit of help. Now take the band again, little bit of stress. So we're sort of shoulder height, okay, and hands virtually in front of as wide as the shoulders. Little bit of tension, okay. Keep those hips still, and then we're going to rotate with both hands. Now, as we get there, the back hand is going to pull the right hand round a bit more, and that will help to give you a bit more of a stretch, okay? But just remember, you're trying not to turn your body. If you keep your body nice and still, your upper body is the bit that moves. So with the band, you're just trying to promote a bit more of a stretch. And I feel that through my shoulder blades as I do that. Now, again, you could probably feel it a little bit lower. But we shouldn't feel anything going on in our ankles, because if we're feeling anything in our ankles, it means you're turning your hips, okay? So just do one more to each side. Keep those tummy muscles held in and rotate. Excellent. From there, lift the arms up and over, up and over, up and over. Good. Now, take the band and pop it onto the mat here in front of you. Take both feet and stand on it, okay? So you've got a good bit of band. Take one hand and you're going to bring it round behind you, and then you're going to grab onto the band with both hands. Now, we're keeping our tummy muscles nice and drawn in, and these ribs here stay as if they're trying to go into the tummy. So you're not going forward, you're standing nice and tall. Now, when you pull your arms up, the tendency is to sling those hips forward. Keep those tummy muscles in and lift those arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going a little bit faster. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 slow now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 4 quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Good. Take those arms by your side and lift the right ear to the ceiling. Come back to the center and then the left. Let those fingertips reach towards the floor. Try and keep your shoulders still. Good. Brilliant. Now, stand on the band so that it's now lengthways across your mat like that. Okay? So remember, a lot of band makes it slightly easier. So you can stand right here to the very end like that, or you can stand on it like that, okay? Either way, you're going to have your legs slightly wider than hip distance, okay? We're going to take this band, we're going to take it all the way up to the ceiling, and then we're going to lean away. So our legs are wider than hip distance. And we're going to do 3 more of those. So over, and lift, and exhale, and breathe, and up, and we'll just do 1 more. I think that might be actually be 5. Okay, now hold that, okay? From here, you're now going to take the band and you're going to lift it all the way up to the ceiling and back, and up, and back, and up, and back, and 2 more, 2, and 1. Good. From there now, we're going to send it all the way out to the side. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way just to the shoulder height, 4, and 5. Then we're going to take this band out. We're going to rotate all the way around. Come back, peel all the way, sorry, just ignore me. We're going to go all the way back, and there, and round, and there, and last one. Good, excellent. Swap sides. I thought that was quite hard, that last bit, but then I've been doing a lot of painting, as we know. Okay, so we're going to be here, legs wider than hip distance. We've got 1 arm out to the side. We're going to lift up and over, and away. 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Good. Then forward. 1, all the way up, 2. Keep those tummy muscles nice and tight. 3, and 4, and 5. Good. All the way up to the side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then out there and rotate. 1, hip still, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Bring those arms down. Then lift the ear to the ceiling and then to the other side. Good. Turn now, look over your shoulder. Roll those shoulders. And reverse. And then pop your hands together like that. And lift and up and over. Up and over. Good. And away we go. Fab. Good. Now, just pop the band down to the side, and I just want you to grab your roller. So today we're going to roll through the thighs, and then we're going to sit on the roller and then try and help lengthen out the hamstrings by just doing a couple of little exercises. First of all, you're just going to pop the roller down in front of you. So it's just in front of your knees, okay? And then we're going to take our hands, walk them out, and then allow the weight of the legs to go onto the rollers. And you kind of end up on your elbows, okay? From there, I'm going to roll forward and back, okay? So this is quite painful for some people. So you might want to start with just some small moves, okay? And then with that, just lengthen it out a bit. Bring the roller nearer to the knees. Don't roll onto the knees, just above the knees. And then you can kind of, I'm just like virtually lying on the floor here with my head down. And from there, I roll around gently just at the top of my knees. That's where the muscles from your quads insert into your knees to keep the stability for your knees. And then roll back. Oh. Now I'm going to go further up, and I'm now going to pop my knees down. And so for the men, we're not going to stay on the centre for too long. What we're going to do is we're going to roll out to the outer edge. So we're going to feel where our hip flexor is, and then just roll just gently there. So you haven't gone all the way out here. You're just rolling just roughly in where your hip flexor is. And then roll to the other side, and just whichever way you can do it. So you might want to hold onto the roller, hold onto the floor, and you're just trying to find your hip flexor. I'm just going to move up a bit because I'm actually in my bathroom. Okay, there. That's it. Roll. So with this, you're just trying to release the front of your hip flexor. Now on my right hip, that was quite warm. This one wasn't so bad. You might have felt a bit of heat there. Now, I'm going to take the roller. I'll show you from the side. We're going to sit on it like this. Okay? Now, just get yourself comfortable and balance. Then take your legs out in front of you. Now, as you can see, I'm sitting on my sit bones at the minute, so I can sit fairly upright. What I want to do is I want you to roll back so that your bottom feels like it's hanging over the edge, and you'll feel that you've moved off your sit bones, and you're now where that lip of your bottom is, the roller is about there. Okay, now from here I want you just to lean forward as far as you can. Now here I find this really hard, so I can just about get at the moment to my mid calves. Some of you may be able to touch your toes, and if that's really good, because it means that your hamstrings aren't too tight. Now from there, I want you to now to come back up and just roll from side to side. Okay, just like that, and then roll back and forward just in that gap, just in that bottom, the bottom of your bottom, that lip. Just let yourself roll back. Good. Now this time I want you to try and go a little bit. So you're going to go forward again. Now, I'm touching virtually my ankles. Some of you might be further past your toes. So this is just, it triggers your hamstrings and it helps to stretch them a little bit. So we'll try it again. Just roll from side to side. And then roll back and forth. Okay? Now, from here, I'm going to go forward. And by some miracle, I'm touching my toes, all right? Maybe you can't, maybe it's still the same. Now, the idea is that we come off the roller, which we're going to do now, and sit onto the mat, and with a bit of luck, you should be able to actually touch your toes or make it a lot easier, okay? From here, so because I feel my legs now on that mat, I'm going to take my hands forward, and that for me, compared to 2 minutes ago, is quite easy. Whether you've had the same success, I don't know. So we're going to sit like this. We're going to sit up as tall as we can. So you might want to have a pad, which will help again for your hamstrings, or a thick cushion. That takes a little bit of pressure off the hamstrings. Or sit on the floor, sit upright, take a breath and slide those hands forward, nod the chin and just peel over and reach your toes. Take a big breath there, pull your tummy muscles in, stack your spine up, and then take those arms to the ceiling. Take those arms behind you, press down and lift the chest. Okay, don't drop the head back, you're just going to lift the chest. We're going to come back to sitting tall, take our arms out, slide them down our legs, peel over and reach those toes. Pull those tummy muscles in, stack the spine up, all the way up, open out the arms, take the arms behind you and lift the chest. Back to seated tall. We're going to do 3 more. Reach, touch the toes. Pull those tummy muscles in, lift those arms, circle them out to the side, and lift the chest. Good. Tall, reach forward, touch the toes, up, all the way around, and lift the chest. Tummy tight, reach forward, touch the toes, lift, and all the way around. Good. Now from there, we're going to turn onto our knees. From here, 4-point kneeling into a little cat stretch. So we're tipping the pubic bone forward and back. We don't go all the way up yet, we're just lifting. And then we're going to slowly peel all the way up now, sending the spine towards the ceiling. Breathe in there to hold it. And then exhale to tip from the base of the spine again. And then send the chest through the gap between the arms and look ahead. Don't really lift the chin. Don't really aggravate your neck. You're just going to lift your chin a bit. Then we're going to tuck again from the pelvis all the way up. Looking towards the knees. Now breathe deeply here. And then exhale to come. Good. Back to a neutral spine. We're going to take the right leg and we're going to keep it in this bent position and take it out to the side and bring it back. So we're going to go out and back. Now, you can add a band. If you tie a band over your thighs here, you can add that and that will give you a bit more resistance. Good. 2 more. And swap. Good. Over to the other side and lift and lift and lift and lift. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Open those legs wider and come back into a wide leg child's pose, holding that position and just breathe in there nice and slowly. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Now, bring those knees back to hip distance. Take your arms further ahead, quite far forward. Take the weight forward over the hands. Turn, tuck your toes on one foot, followed by the other, and pull those tummy muscles in and lift the knees off the mat. Hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend one knee and bend the other. Now, remember, you can stay on your knees if you want to, okay? So you can drop your bottom a little bit further forward if you're on your knees, but not all the way, don't arch your back. So we're going to go into that plank again. We're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One knee goes down, followed by the other. This time we're going to travel the weight forward a little bit. And we need our toes to help us in the plank, okay? So we're going to be here. We're going to come forward One knee straightens along with the other, and then we're going to shift our weight forward and then back, push the heels back. Come up onto the toes a little bit higher, push the heels back. Toes a little bit higher, heels back. Toes a little bit higher, heels back. One knee goes down, followed by the other. Widen those knees and come back into a shell stretch. With the fingers, the hands, just wiggle the fingers now. And then I've got my backs of my hands on the floor. I just want you to bring those hands towards you. So you're stretching through the back of the wrist. And then circles. Good. Now from here, come on to your bottom. So we're going to be at one end of the mat, onto your bottom, knees bent, and very, very slowly, you can pop your hands down, very slowly roll down. Good. Grab your band again, pop it over one foot. Good. So we're straightening out the back of that hamstring. We're going to relax our arms on the floor, and we're just going to send that leg to the mat, point the toes, flex the foot and bring it all the way back. Then we're going to send it out, point and flex, come back to the center, and then circle it. Okay, so you can have this other leg bent, or you can straighten it down. So we're all the way down, point and flex, lift, all the way out, leave this buttock here on the mat, point and flex, come to the top and circle. All the way down, point, flex, lift to the side, point, flex, lift and circle. Just go one more, okay? Down, point and flex, lift to the side, point and flex, back and circle. Good. Take the other leg up and just swap feet. Straighten or bend the other leg and feel this stretch through the back of your knee and your hamstring. So I'm feeling it at the back of my knee, but hamstring all the way up. So we're going to flex the foot, we're going to send it all the way down, point the toe, flex it, bring it all the way back up, send it out to the side. Obviously I've got the wall here, but you're going as far as you can. Point and flex, bring it back and then circle. All the way down, point, flex, lift, side, point, flex, back and circle. Good. But two more. Point, flex, lift, side, point, flex, back and circle. Last one. Down, point, flex, lift, side, point, flex, back and circle. Jolly good. Now bring the other leg to join this one, okay? So we've got nice tabletop legs this time, okay? So we can either do the full Monty or we can do break it down. So you can, so the broken down version is keep your arms nice and still and push your legs away, yeah? And back. Now remember, the lower the leg, the harder that will be on your tummy, okay? So if you want to go there, that's absolutely fine. So that's the half. Or the other half is hold the legs there and bring the arms overhead. And arms overhead. So you can break down, you can do a couple like that, and then a couple like that. Or you can do the full Monty, which is one, and back, okay? So you can pick your poison. So if any of you do actually watch the videos, you can then decide which one you want to do, okay? But often it's better to start breaking the exercise down than do the whole one, because that's a lot of effort through your tummy. So we're rolling away. Good. Whichever one you've chosen, we have 4 more. And 4. and 3. Don't forget to breathe. Blow all the air out. 2. Breathing in the middle, and 1. Excellent. Take one foot down. Take the band out. Woohoo, gosh, she says. And then from there, just do your pelvic clock. So you're going to have your feet near your bottom, and we're going to circle all the way around the pelvis. Now, you can see my knees are moving. So let me start. So they're quite all over the place. They're swaying. And once I've got the move choreographed in my head, I try and then keep my knees a little bit more stable. And you feel that a little bit more in your pelvis. Now go the other way. Good. And then just roll forward and back. Good. Now, from there, bring your feet near to your bottom. We're going to roll into a shoulder bridge. So remember, if you've got anything behind your head that's quite thick, take that out. If it's a small head pad, that's not so bad. You just don't want to be choking, okay? So for me, you're going to roll all the way up into your shoulder bridge. You're going to push those buttocks up. And then from there, you're going to take your right leg into tabletop. Straighten it out, flex the foot, send the leg straight so it's in line with the other knee. Push it up, point the toe, flex the foot and repeat. Pushing up through the standing leg and down and up and down. So we point at the top, flex to go down, and point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex. Good. Pop that foot down. Make sure those buttocks are up, your back isn't arched, your tummy's held in, your shoulders are relaxed, okay? Bring your other leg in, straighten and flex and point and flex and point and flex and point and flex. So they're quite speedy. But again, if you watch the video and you don't want to do it, you can just slow it down. The slower you do the move, the harder it is, okay? Because it's taking longer, there's more effort through the leg. Tabletop, return the feet. Now, take those legs wider than hip distance. Your bottom is still up. Push those buttocks up, okay? Take those arms overhead behind you. Take a big breath in and then peel all the way down with those wide legs. Good. Keep those arms where they are if you can. Peel all the way up. Wide legs. Push up those buttocks. Pull those tummy muscles in and peel down. Good. And again, there's 2 more. Up all the way. And back. And up. And back. Good. Now travel those arms. Take them both to one side so you're looking at them and send your knees in the opposite direction. Hold that position and take some breaths in and out. Good. Then take those arms, those legs all the way over and change the arms to the other side. Looking at those arms, stretch away. A couple of breaths there. Then bring those arms by your side. Feet back to hip distance. Further away from your bottom there. Tabletop with one leg. The opposite hand goes behind the head. We're going to come up and over towards the knee and back. This arm is just relaxed. This buttock here, the opposite buttock, is still on the mat. Now, this time you're holding your position here and we're going to do tiny pulses. Now, when you pulse, you pull your tummy muscles in. You just don't do this with your arm, okay? You pull your tummy muscle in and that's what makes you pulse. You pull in and in and so my whole body is moving because I'm sucking my tummy muscles in. And pop that down. Swap hands. Take your other leg into tabletop. The opposite hand behind your head. You're going to come up and over. And good. Now, little pulses. So we're up, we'll pull the tummy muscles in, and we're going to go. And that's 6 and 8, 9 and 10. Good. Straighten those legs out. Take those legs long. Lift those arms overhead behind you. And just have a big stretch. So reach those fingertips away from the toes. Breathe in. And then exhale to take your arms forward. Good. Now, what we're going to do is roll onto our side and then we're going to come up to seated. Okay. Now cross our legs in front of us like this, or that way, whichever way, or with your soles of your feet together, especially if you've got sore knees. Okay. So whatever you fancy today. So we're just staying up nice and tall. We're going to use our hands, pop them onto our knees, and use our hands to lift our chest so that we are sitting as tall as we can. Now, depending upon your flexibility, you may be able to sit there perfectly comfortable. I have a general urge to roll my spine forward all the time. So I'm going to reach and train myself to sit up straight using my hands to help me. Okay, from there, you're going to lift your right ear. You're going to come back and then lift your left ear. You're slowly stretching off. Good. Then from here, we're going to keep our hand on our right knee and we take our hand round to the left, relax our shoulders and rotate our upper body. Hold there and breathe in. And then exhale. One more breath. And so we're really trying to rotate and exhale. Come back to the center. Relax again, lift the right ear, followed by the left. Keep your left hand on your knee this time. Take your hand round your right hand and then rotate. Breathe deeply. Come back to the center. Allow your head to just gently, your chin gently drop to your chest and your shoulders to roll over. Now, some people at this point can now put their elbows on the floor there. I think that's amazing. But if you can do that, that's fantastic. You know, just hold that position and breathe deeply again. Then take your hands behind you and lift your chest. So your hands are on the floor, you know, lift your chest and feel like you're squeezing your shoulder blades almost together, but the chest that lifts. So I'm still looking roughly ahead, but my chest is up and open. Breathe in there. Good. Untuck the legs, give them a little shake and circle at the feet. Now, come back onto all fours. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our tummies. Pop your head on top of your hands and think, first of all, just lift one leg and reach the toes as far away from your hip as possible. So you're lengthening through the hip. Then lift the other leg and do the same. So now we're settled into position. Now, For me, just because I did that gentle rolling through the hip flexors, I feel my hips a little bit more on the mat. From here, you're going to bend both knees. Draw them in, your toes are pointed and your heels are going to your bottom. You're going to release that a bit, flex the feet and then draw the heels again. Release, point the toes and draw the heels. Just keep repeating that. So you're going to flex the feet, the heels go to the bottom, point the toes and the feet come again. So we're going there and there, there and there. Good. Speed it up a bit now. Good. Now lengthen out through those legs. Take those hands, bring them out, and we're going to do a shallow cobra. Breathe in, pull those tummy muscles in, tighten those buttocks, peel the chest, the lower rib cage, the tummy away from the mat. Hold that position and peel all the way down. Now, head goes down, bend the knees, point the toes, flex the feet, point the toes, return and lift. And down. And point, flex, point, flex, point, return and lift. And down. And point, flex, return and lift. And back. And point, flex, return and lift. Good. Now, from here, we're going to breathe in and we're going to really pull our tummy muscles in. And then as we exhale, we're going to just gently relax your tummy. But remember, when you do that, you're leaving your back slightly more exposed, but you're also creating a bit more flexibility in the spine. But we want to just be careful that we don't hurt you don't hurt yourself. And then you're going to pull your tummy muscles in again. And then just relax. And pull your tummy muscles in and relax. And one more, pull the tummy muscles in. Now hold those tummy muscles in now. Don't relax them and peel down. From here, we're going to bring our hands back into the body so the elbows are close into you. Pull your tummy muscles in, push through the hands and transition into your shell stretch, nice and slow, okay? From here, your arms are nice and straight. You're going to reach one hand further forward and stretch. Bring that back into place and then send the other arm forward and stretch. Just one more to each side, lengthen and lengthen. Now relax the arms and stretch the right buttock away so it goes out to the side, but it pushes away behind you. And then swap to the left and then the right. Now, as you send your bottom out to the right, stretch the left hand away. Relax that, stretch the right hand away and send the left buttock out. So we're just going to swap from side to side. Good. Then come onto your bottom and grab your roller. You're just going to loosen off your mid-spine and your lats. So we're going to come down onto the roller. So you're here, you've sat down, you've got your roller, it's just at the lower part of your shoulders. So you feel that if you move your arms, you can feel those shoulder blades digging into the roller, okay? From there, keep your head behind, held in place, so you're really supporting it. And then roll your spine over the roller. And then come back up. And roll back. Now remember, don't drop your head back. You're holding your head, you're supporting it. It doesn't move from its position. It's just the spine that rolls. Good. Now, from here, keep a hold of your head and roll to one side. And just gently roll back and forth. Now at this point, you can take your hands away from your head, pop your hands on the floor, or one on the roller, and you're just rolling back and forth. It's just under your armpits, a bit lower down from your armpits, and you feel that. Then take your head to support it as you roll, and then just do the other side. Back and forth. Good. Then from there, you're going to come and then roll and pop this roller underneath your neck. Relax your hands, relax your legs. You can straighten them or have your knees bent. And just roll from side to side. This is quite good to loosen off your neck again, especially after the band exercises. If you feel that the band exercises are giving you are too much, then lose the band. It's not important. You could lose the band and replace it with a couple of small tins of peas or a small tin of sweet corn, yeah, which is lighter, and then you can hold on to that and still add a bit of resistance, okay? Or you're feeling energetic, 2 tins of beans, 444 grams of beans in each hand. Good, so just rolling around. Then move the roller out, just pop it somewhere just so you can just relax, she says as she rolls it in, keeps rolling back. Oh well, there it is. Now we're going to have our hands by our side, straighten out those legs, and from here just breathe deeply into the nose and out to the mouth. And again. And exhale. And then very, very slowly roll onto your side and bring yourself up onto your bottom. As always, stay there to make sure you feel okay and you don't feel a little bit dizzy. And then from here, when you're ready, bring yourself up. So you can bring yourself up any way you want. Today, I'm going to come up into a lunge. And I'm not going to even tuck my toes. I'm going to push through that front leg and stand up. So we're standing tall, just thinking about those arms relaxed by our side. Breathing deeply into the nose. And finding your feet again on the mat. Tummy held in. And just take a nice deep breath into the nose. And out to the mouth. And just one more. And exhale. Thank you very much. And I shall just turn the recording off.